There are tons on research with customers and readers, tons of research with journalists, but only a little with people who spend the money in the media. You did such research last month. What were the key points taken from this research?
Well, I think the key points, this was a study that was really specific to the United States and more specific to New York, which is the largest media market in the country. I think, the takeaways is that from the standpoint of looking at advertising in 2011 is that agencies and media buyers feel as though there's going to be more money spent in advertising, which is a good thing because that's the first time in really about the last 3 or 4 years that there's been an increase in spending. Unfortunately, buyers don't necessarily see increases in spending in printed newspapers as much as they see in other media such as transit advertising, cable television advertising, and broadcast television advertising. So for a number of U.S. publishers who are saying that business is going to get better, from the standpoint of media buyers, at least in New York, that may not necessarily be the case, at least in the first part of 2011.
What does it mean for newspaper publishers?
For newspaper publishers, I think they need to pay more attention in looking at what the agency customer and what the media buyer customer is really looking for. And they're looking for more differentiation in looking at how we create our websites, which have to be different from our printed newspaper. They're looking for websites that create more response and engagement with our customers, which they don't necessarily see, as much as they would like to see right now. And they'd like to see more creative in terms of what we're putting up on the web. So it's not necessarily just words on HTML pages. It has to be far more vibrant and far more engaging in looking for the customer to bring them the type of target audience that they're looking for.
It does mean that by now newsrooms producing the same content for print and online editions?
Yes, is that there has to be more differentiation between what we produce in print and what we produce in terms of looking at online.
Okay. Any other tips and tricks from this research for newspaper publishers?
Well, I think the overarching question as well too is that for newspapers is that they have to be better salespeople in terms of the products that they're selling. Media buyers don't necessarily see newspapers as being creative. Media buyers are far younger than newspaper readers are, than the general newspaper audience. And so we have to address what those needs are and really create a better sales message for us and also really understand what the customer wants. And that's really far more differentiation and a far stronger digital product.
Do you think that media publishers should become television producers to survive?
I think they have to be far more digital centric. I don't know whether it's just necessarily in terms of looking at, say, traditional broadcast television and those types of elements, but they have to be far better understanding of where the media is going and certainly where the buyers are going, because buyers, as we've said, only follow audiences because that's where they're placing their money. And I think that that's really indicative of sort of where agency people and working with their clients see where the future is going.